daddy, hanging out with the dew in the morning. Love is the only law to obey. I remember it was a Sunday morning and a buddy and myself were gonna go fishing. I popped that tape in the van and let it blast out through the bass cannons and the woofers and treble speakers. Pulled up right in front of the Presbyterian church, right across from my buddy's house, where we were gonna fetch my buddy there to go fishing. And I cranked that sucker up with Bob Marley and Ziggy and Love is the Only Law to Obey. And out came the deacons. One ripped the wires out of my dashboard and flattened me to the ground, and the other just stood there and watched. I guess he was a coward. I got on the horn and figured I better let the man know what's really going on. This guy, the first deacon, was an ex-detective from New Jersey, and I ought to let them know the brotherhood of what's really going on. And they said, man, this is a brotherhood. We protect one another. I climbed to heaven on my way to eat double toothpicks that day. Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit, low fruit hanging from a tree. Indulgence in pleasure, is it illegal or immoral, illicit, or is it just plain the tree of knowledge? Free will, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Make love, not war. Hey, baby, let's do it in the road. I was down in the Tulies, sitting behind a tree, my two fingers locked through the double-barrel triggers of a shotgun, Damascus style. And right in my sights came a big 8-point buck. Pulled both barrels, and from the recoil, the only thing that got bloody was my fingers. Ever raise chickens and cut their heads off and watch them run around as if they're still alive? Just by the way, if you let chickens run free, you gotta boil them a lot to get them tender. Now, a father-in-law told me on my wedding day the secret to a great marriage. On your 5th wedding anniversary, take your lovely wife to the old country. And on your 40th wedding anniversary, go back and get her. I never get enough of cowboy boots, pickup trucks, blue jeans, and checkered shirts, flannel shirts, wide brim hats, and rodeo silver buckles and golden spurs. Well, I'll tell you about hard times and roofs leaking, but you can't fix them when it's raining. And I ain't gotta do what a man gotta do if the wood stove's on and running cherry hot in the middle of winter and it's got a crack. That ain't no time to fix it. And if the stovepipe's plumb rusted through, middle of the winter ain't no time to fix it. And the wood pile's running low, well, I suppose my neighbor's got plenty. You know what they say, in the country it's good to be neighborly. Well, the well ran dry, or was it the leather in the pump, or golly gee, where did I put the handle? Oh, I feel the love of raindrops on my head. It ain't easy this time round. Picking dandelions, gonna make some dandelion wine. This was back in the day, so I grabbed that old crock and filled it with honey and sage and herbs and all kinds of mean, wonderful stuff. I let it ferment, took real good care of it, bottled it up, put it in the root cellar. Took it out in the spring when the friends showed up. Yeah, we enjoyed that wine. Of course, I wasn't drinking at the time. I was just making wine. I still don't drink now. But boy, they imbibed, and one of my friends took out some gas pumps, and the other took the door off his pickup while loading cattle. Guess the moral of that story is don't make dandelion wine with honey From the constant barrage and stimulation, a man needs a cave to give himself a chance to breathe, to step down from the daily grind, a little time to explore and wander and clean his cluttered thoughts and fears and worries and sorrows, which are not, midst the busy lives, to forget one's cares, to build our strength in the simple pleasures, to accept what we have and be content with the peace of which we have. My daddy always told me that. He said, you don't want too much and you don't desire too much. Just accept what you have and you'll be a happy man. In today's fast-paced, busy world, it's so easy to get caught up in the bustle and hustle and the 24 hours of work and overtime and obligations and endless social media lists that go on, and not to forget the loved ones list on the Frigidaire held there by a magnet. And, oh, breathe. I like to breathe deep. Clear the clutter of the chaos and just look at life a simple way. Look for four-leaf clovers, take a hike, or paint a watercolor, or just let a little emotional, mental stuff slither from my mind and start all over again, to start all over again and again. Well, two mice were chewing through a film roll, and one says to the other, I like the book better.